In this video, I'm going to share with you how I made this daisy suncatcher. Let's get started. Ensure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Hey everyone, I'm just out and about walking around and saw some nice daisies that kind of inspired the daisy pattern, and I hope you like it, and ensure to check it out on the SCOARTGLASS.com website. It is the daisy stained glass pattern kit. This is the pattern we're going to do tonight. It is the daisy pattern, and this one is a 4x4. In the kit will come 2 pieces of 4-inch by 4-inch white glass and 1 4-inch yellow glass. So I believe there'll probably be enough to do 2 of these if you wanted to. But basically, you'll have that. You'll have the pattern. You'll cut it out. I've already cut out the pattern, and I've already actually cut some pieces, but I did leave a few to cut here, just kind of, go over my style of cutting and foiling and grinding, and then we'll get into soldering as well. So I've got my oil here, and once you've got your patterns drawn onto your glass, I just like to take a little bit of oil, put on my cutting blade. And this, I use a saddle cutter. There are other cutters out there. You have the pencil cutter and the pistol grip. I have all of these, but this seems to be my preference, is this saddle cutter. It fits right in the palm of your hand, and I seem to have a lot more control over this cutter. So I'm just gonna score my glass right just on the inside of that line. And then I'm just going to continue to do that, and we're going to get these pieces cut. Now that I got all my score marks on, what I like to do is I like to get a bowl and get it up close. And now these are my grazing pliers, and you want to keep the flat side on the top, and you want to do a breaking motion of pulling and breaking down, so that way you'll get a cleaner break where you've made your score mark. And I'll actually round all this off when I go over to the grinder. There we go. It's coming off pretty easily. This particular glass tends to break. It's the actual art glass. Sometimes on some of the fusing glasses, they may sometimes be a little bit harder to score and break, or not necessarily harder. It's just they have a tendency to be a little bit more stubborn, maybe. I decided to take a break from the Mount Fuji project and do something a little bit different. Kind of just show some of these smaller projects that you can pretty much get done in just a couple hours. This one particular one, I do have it set in stages, so that way it didn't take us a full two hours or so to do everything. So now that we got all this, we're actually going to go over to the grinder. So you could just kind of see we would do that all the way around. So let me bring my other piece over here. And we will fit these remaining pieces into here. And we'll get this all sized up correctly. And then as I begin to solder everything in, we'll get everything kind of pushed in even closer. Now our next step is to foil. You want to make sure that when you're foiling that on a design like this, you start your edges at the tip to where you will have a solder bead line into the center of the daisy. As you are foiling, make sure that you remove any tags using your razor knife. Now that we are completed foiling our piece, our next step is to solder. So one thing I do is I use one kind of rubber heat resistant glove on the hand that I'm going to have free because the copper does heat up and that transfers heat pretty well and might burn your hand. And then I also use a rubber glove. And a lot of this is because I'm trying to minimize the amount of flux I get on my hand because then it just spreads onto the glass and it's just much harder to clean. But I just don't want to get it everywhere as well. So due to the fact, so normally I tack everything together. I did that center. So now I'm just going to go ahead and flux this up. And we can do some solder beads. And I like to just, put it on and take a little bit at a time and just work it in there. So now I hold it this way. Now there are some people that tell you to hold it like a pencil, which it's fine. I can do it that way. I just actually don't feel comfortable this way when I do it. So again, it's just one of those things that you got to find what makes it comfortable for you. So I just kind of move it back out and I just do a bead around and tin those because I'll actually be coming back and doing the edges. Okay, I'm gonna let that So I will actually let that cool down. And then what I will end up doing is I'll end up coming back and doing the inside, tinning all that out, and then put my nice edge all the way around in there. And then I would just add my hooks at a spot where I think will, center it and for it to be able to hang properly. So as I was doing that, you can kind of see that some of it bled over, which is fine. I'll just go back and clean all that up and everything. And here is the finished piece. I cleaned it very well, and then I came back and waxed the glass and the solder lines. I also made a plant stake version. Thanks for watching and tuning into SCOARTGLASS, where I hope to help you discover the beauty of stained glass, learn tips, tricks, and techniques so you can create your own stained glass artwork. Now stay tuned for the next video coming up on your screen.